Wicked Witches. It's the Virgo full moon, blood moon eclipse, Mercury retrograde, insanity that is life, and it's a shit show to say the least. It's interesting because I often quote Alan Moore, who said that reality was an ice state with the Ice Age, and then as we moved about the earth and became merchants and travelled around the world, slavery, all of the stuff that went with that, colonialism, we became water, and we've been water kind of ever since, and now we're vibrating into steam. So, you know, memory storage, inventions, everything doubling exponentially, like narratives change, like just everything's falling apart and flying off into the air, and we're becoming steam. He said that a while ago. It was on a YouTube video which you can watch. I think it was probably at least 6-7 years ago that he said that. And then Pluto went into Aquarius, which is air, which is, you know, and it is like sort of the craziness of that, of reality kind of going into this theme-like state. And it really feels like it is. It's just really interesting when, like, you talk about something happening, and it's the reason why I started doing the Nonsense and the Chaos podcast, because I like, my reasoning was that we needed to get used to change, and to be, because how does one know how to turn into steam? How does one know how to cope with being steam? How do we do that? And so the main thing is to learn to be okay with change, and to be able to relax with that, so that one can surrender into the fact that you are vibrating into a different reality, and to just be able to, go with that somehow. And we are fully in just this mad space, and eclipses are eclipsing. A big eclipsy stuff is happening all over the place, and Mercury retrograde with communication, and it's just mad. It is just mad, and all one can do is be very gentle with oneself. And this Virgo full moon is a real invitation for us to tune back into our bodies, connect, ground, earth, get your feet on the floor in the grass. The fact that it's sunny and we're able to do that, like, go do that. Get your bare feet on the ground. You know, swim in the sea if you can. Be out under the moon. Be in the air of fresh, clean air. Be out in nature. For the ceremony tonight, went through each part of the body and did a lifetime achievement award for each bit of the body. Like, I massaged oil into my feet and just talked through, like, thinking about all the wonderful things your feet have done, all the dancing and places you've been and shoes you've worn, and then our legs, like how we've walked around the world and moved, and the important seats we've sat in, and important stages we've walked out onto, or places and things we've done, and people they've been wrapped around, and just all the incredible things that our legs have achieved. And then our wombs and our, you know, sexual bits, things they've had sex with, the people they've had, not things, definitely not things, people they've had sex with, things that have, you know, been done to them and enjoyed. Giving birth, babies that have been carried, your best poos, your nature wheeze, all the things that you've done. And then your hips, you've held your babies you've held on your hips, or some funky dancing that you've done. And then your body, like your heart space and your torso, like, and your lungs, just what's gone on with all of that. You know, maybe you've had sickness. What have you learned from what's happened with these incredible organs that keep us alive and sustain us? And your heartbreak, and your breath, and your lungs, and your swimming, and your holding your breath, or your singing, all the things that you've, you know, shared with the world with your voice. And then your arms, the things, the love, the things you've created with your hands, the babies you've carried, the embraces, the things you've worn, the gowns you've put on, and then your head and your brain and your face and your hair, like the way you meet the world and all the things that you've learned, and all of the things that is this incredible bit of kit that we've got, and what you have achieved and experienced in your experience of the world through your head. And then we crowned ourselves with an imaginary crown, and that was very nice. And then patted ourselves all over and just said, I love you, body, thank you, body, I love you, body, thank you, body. So I invite you to do that. It's a nice it just felt like we really needed it. Gee whiz. So I'm gonna do a reading. So I hope you're well and bearing up under all. Just make sure you are as kind to yourself as you possibly can be, and to everyone around you. Mercury's retrograde. It's Virgo. Virgo's ruled by Mercury. It's the end of this eclipse axis, moving into the next one. I can't even think what it is now because my brain, I'm tired. I've just done the ceremony, but we're moving out of the Pisces Virgo axis into Aquarius and Leo, I think. So what have we learned from this relationship of Pisces as the ocean, the collective consciousness, the dreaming, the infinite, where we go when we die, and then Virgo is the droplet, it's the priest, it's the priestess, it's the hermit. It's the hermit tarot card. It's about the personal, your morning practice. It's about your Virgos are really good at research and organisation and being on it. Like, you want to employ a Virgo, they're going to be really good at doing the thing, but they can be perfectionists and martyrs. So we're shedding, because Virgo is in the south of this axis. That's what the dragon tail end of what we're shedding. So we're shedding the perfectionism, we're shedding all of that, and we're embracing the infinite and the spirituality of Pisces, and we're shedding the perfectionism of a martyrdom of Virgo. So thinking about where that's showing up in your life and in your world. So I'm going to pull some cards. Let's see. It's a big one. This is a big one. Sunshine. I pulled this the other day when I did the first Nonsense in the Chaos podcast. Sunshine. This is a 10-year. 10 is the number of radiance, and it's the turning the shit into gold. So whatever shit's going on at the moment, and there is big shit happening, how do we turn it into gold? How do we use it to topple the systems that do not serve? How do we allow it to completely overhaul our lives and accept that that's it, our career's over, or the relationship's over, or our whole reality is over, we're going to have to go live somewhere else, we're going to have to be somewhere, whatever it is that is different, that is changing and shifting, to go with it, to go with the flow and trust the universe and trust the process. This 10-year radiance is Leo energy. Be yourself, be proud of who you are, be bright and of service. Like, so Virgo is about being of service. Like, how can you be of service to the world with what you have to offer? Just play your part and just be bright and illuminated and radiant within your reality, and then that will impact the bigger picture, as we go along. In the physical world, this is answer, and this means a spiritual message. There is, so literally what I was just saying, with whatever's happening in this eclipse, with whatever's unfolding in the Mercury retrograde, all of it is to teach you. It's literally a neon sign going, this needs to be sorted out. So it's not about just everything goes wrong. It's not. It's like that person who keeps turning up that you haven't dealt with the stuff with, like, it's time to deal with it. And it might be that your learning is to put boundaries up, and it's time for you to get those boundaries in place. It's time for you to do the court case, do the thing, like, and Mercury, like, so Mercury retrograde is the time to kind of do the inner work kind of side of things. And then when it's going the other way, when it's not retrograde, I can't think of what the word is for that at the moment, that's when you can do the Chronos. So it's like Chronos and Kairos. So Chronos time is when you get the ducks in a row, and Kairos time is when you embody and be with whatever it is that the situation is. So yeah, I had a person who would always show up in my Mercury retrograde, and kind of there was like an ongoing thing that was happening that was a problem, and whenever Mercury went retrograde, that's when it happened. Like, it would always sort of the next chapter of the problem would unfold at that point. And in the end, it was a real lesson in boundaries, and I had to, in a Chronos point when it wasn't retrograde, get my ducks in a row so that I was able to absolutely put a stop to it and just be like, no more, and managed it. And now they're not there. And also through that lesson, which was definitely about boundaries, I learned to then, in Mercury retrograde, like, just be with it and be with the process of whatever's going on. And actually was really grateful for what was this really annoying lesson that I had to keep going through. But I learned to be boundaried, and I learned to be, you know, kind of methodical about what needs to be done to make sure things are right, you know. And if something's not right, it's going to come and bite you, you know. You are going to get, which is what's showing in the world. Whatever's going on in the world, it will reveal, you know, secrets will reveal, stuff you're shoving under the carpet will reveal. So deal with it, you know, deal with it, sort it out, make what can be made right. Be in integrity. Integrity is just so key. And that's what, you know, in a world where everything's going to shit, it's integrity and truth. And you know, reputation is everything. Like, in a Tudor way, sometimes your reputation is going to get destroyed. That's okay. So it's not about, like, trying to, you know, like, you can imagine some Tudor thing where everyone's trying to be like, you know, the good wife or whatever. Like, it's not that. If you fall out of integrity, which we all will and do because we're humans, how can you get back into integrity? How can you be your word? How can you make amends? How can you apologize for mistakes? Just how do you get back? How can you do the things you said you were going to do? How do you get back into integrity? That's very Virgo, you know. So yeah, we've just got to keep doing the work. But the outer world is a message for the inner world. So whatever is coming up and showing up and being difficult in the world around you is a sign language for what you should be dealing with. So if a person keeps turning up, or a situation keeps happening, or something's unraveling, trust it. Trust that it is what's meant to be happening. So shine a torch into the darkness in your communication. Talk about the icky things, like some of the stuff I just said, like, feels a bit dangerous and vulnerable and scary. And like, with integrity, you know, if you mess up, like, some people just dig their heels in and like absolutely just you know, fight for their corner of like, no, I'm right, or whatever. We've all, I'm sure, experienced that. And it's like, just don't do that. Like, if you need to admit that you've done something wrong, if something's wrong, admit it. If you need to have a difficult conversation, have it, you know. We're grown-ups. Like, it's the 21st century. We're 21 now. Like, 15th, 16th century, it was a lot more like make-believey, and we could be like, I am this, and I'm self-righteous knight who's, you know, honor and blah blah blah. And it's just like, life's way more nuanced than that. You're not just a knight in shining armor, you're also the, you know, marauding, bloody, swashbuckling, raping and pillaging bastard as well. Like, we're all the things, and to own it, and to be able to see that in others as well, and to meet people on that level and have nuanced conversations and just start looking at things from different perspectives. Because one thing, I'm not going to say it all hasn't worked, because, you know, why do we see before us nothing but despair when behind us there's nothing but progression? we're moving forwards and always have been. In some way, it's a spiral, so it's not like everything's just always going, you know, it's not a penis into the sky. It's a spiral. So there's winter and there's summer and there's difficulties and then there's successes and then they intermingle and it's all going on. But we've learned a lot, and we don't need to just go with easy, quick fix narratives or collective narratives that are like vaguely going to, you know, fit as many people as possible but aren't actually really right for anyone individually. It's like, we don't need to do any of that. You know, we've got access to each other through the internet. And then we've got the real world as well, which is like just there going, I'm here and over here you're not in shackles. It's only in the virtual world that you are. And you know, and nature is literally there, just like everything you need. Yeah, so have the conversations that are shining a torch into the darkness and saying things and sharing things and coming up with things that have never been said before. And that's Aquarius energy. We're in a new Aquarius era. Emotionally, this is about the homestead and about, so this is community, and this community is key. It really is. Resilience is community. Be radiant within your pixel, and your pixel is your community, your home, your day-to-day life, your interactions with people. That's what really matters, and that's where your passion and drive should be focused. Just make your pixel beautiful and full of love and compassion and kindness. And spiritually, only do what's necessary, and that is so key in this moment in time with the eclipse, with everything that's going on. Don't overstretch yourself. Don't burn yourself out. Don't say yes to everything. Just put yourself into a only what's necessary place. So if you can't do it, if you haven't got the energy to do it, don't stretch yourself. Just do what's necessary, and that's a spiritual practice. So saying no is a spiritual practice. Honoring your energy levels is a spiritual practice. So rest is revolutionary. So do all of those things. And then I did a foraging workshop recently, and so my foraging basket is, I left it at my friend's house. We went and made wild pesto in her house, but I left my foraging basket, and that's where I normally keep all my cards and things, and so they're kind of all in a random place. So let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, hello. Okay, well, the Queen of Discs just popped out. So the Queen of Discs is, oh my God, I mean, she's Aries actually, but is also very Virgo-y. I mean, she's got the Aries. I mean, we're about to go into Aries season as well. But it's the Earth. She is the Queen of Earth, which is the Virgo sign, is, you know, very much the devotional Virgin, which isn't like an what we kind of think of as Virgin nowadays. It's more like Artemis, you know, absolutely just choosing not to have sex and being a powerful warrior instead. And through doing that is the goddess of childbirth and the moon, and is the goddess of the Amazonians, and is, you know, running through the forests, shooting deer with a bow and arrow. You know, it's not like whimpering virgin getting tied to a stake and eaten by a dragon. It's a free, powerful, wild woman, and that is Virgo. And Virgo is of service. She's powerful. She's strong. She's devotional. So yeah, connect to all of that part of yourself, the warrior. Be ground, like she's so sat in her seat of power, just looking out over her dominion. You know, just absolutely be in your community and be in your world, and just sit in your seat of power and be grounded and love the land, love your land, know your land, your kith, is your kin and kith. So be grounded and connected to your kin and be grounded and connected to your kith. The world has gone to ruin. Your life might have gone to ruin. Much is going to ruin at the moment. So you just got to, you know, be with that. This is part of the process of turning into steam, is that the world of the water is in ruin. It's gone. We're leaving it. It's vibrating. We have to so it's the Ace of Discs. So it's like we're vibrating into air, but the way for us to cope with all of this, which is what this Virgo moon is teaching us, and this eclipse is teaching us, and what the Queen is teaching us, is that it is the earth. This is the earth. The ace is the earth. It's the epitome of the earth. Our access to calmness and everything is to ground. Get your feet on the ground. Go out in nature and be embodied. Meditate. Connect with your body. Thank your body and just be grounded. Get your hands in the earth. Do gardening. That's, I mean, it literally is the answer. It's the earth. So in terms of the goddess, I'll give us a goddess card to see what she's got to say. So we've got this one's got the snake on it. We've just been talking a lot about the snake. The serpent. You have the power to choose. You have the power to choose. Reality is all to play for. It's interesting, she had in the, it's interesting for the serpent and the apple. Consciousness. We ate the apple from the Garden of Eden and chose consciousness. And it's a game. It's a mad, crazy game. We chose it, a part of it. What do you want to create? Make your pixel awesome. Create or be created. What are you going to create? Don't let it be created for you. Don't believe that it's all made up, as we can see. Therefore, we can do anything. So what do you want to do? You have the power to choose. So show up and be spectacular. Just be fabulous. Be fab. Show up and be fab. Don't let the stories of reality, of money, of all the stuff, just don't let it be. Just don't let it be. You make it up yourself. So we'll see which goddess card wants to support us with our journey. Freya, sexual energy. It's springtime. Absolutely. Let's have a bit of that. She's got her boar. Oh, she's a good goddess. I mean, she's the Nordic Aphrodite. Freya. Let's see what she's got to say to us. When the two warring clans of Norse mythology, the Aesir and the Vanir, joined as one to bring about an end to their conflict, the goddess Freya joined the ranks of their most powerful deities. As the embodiment of passion, fire and magic, Freya took on an important role for Northern Europeans regarding sexuality and military victory. This gifted shapeshifter will often lead the war maiden Valkyries. It's the Valkyries, isn't it? The Valkyries to battle in the form of Val Freya, taking half of all slain warriors to her own heavenly realm. However, when not involved in the conflicts of men, Freya famously chooses any lover that she desires. Freya, in all her might and magic, has appeared to remind you of your inner sexual energy. Regardless of whether or not you have a partner, being aware of your own primal and spiritual energy allows you to express yourself in all aspects. Have you felt ashamed or oppressed of your sexuality or of your body? Yeah. Do you feel as if you have not had enough time alone to properly experience and be present with your body? When embarking on your sexual journey, remember the harnessing and acknowledging that brings you pleasure is just as important as release. Freya's arrival signals that sexuality should not be a taboo conversation, but rather a crucial step on your path to inner peace and tranquility. And in terms of Virgo, that's also it. It's like Artemis, it's not like she wasn't wanking or like owning her body. She was fully devotionally, you know, like monks, like Tibetan monks, they might not be having sex, but they're meditating every day or doing like crazy martial arts. They're using their body and knowing their body and working with the energies and all of this. It's like, know your body. Don't let it just be this, the movie that your brain's going around doing and is being fed at you is just this fucking nonsense that's going on out there. It's bullshit. Get into your bodies. Like, learn a martial art, learn Tai Chi, meditate, garden, like body, embody. Absolutely embody. Have a mad sexual journey with your partner who you've been with for years, and don't just, you know, just taking it for granted and you're always too tired, or you're just going to sort of do it half-assed because you can't be bothered. Like, have a feast. Have a feast with each other. Like, yeah. It's all about the body. It's all about community. It's all about the physical world and nature and your actual reality. Do your pixel. Let the rest of it, whatever. Big love. Sending you so much love, and I shall see thee anon.